No, I thought I was due make a video, right? And I was thinking this morning, actually it wouldn't escape my mind, applying the concept of understanding the elements, right? Earth, wind, and fire. And I ain't just talking about the group, even though, group was dope too. But earth, wind, and fire. Reason why I thought about that is it came to mind that most of the time, the reason why things don't develop is because people don't take the approach that we are living in the world, like the world don't belong to us. You know what I mean? And there's things that are always going to happen, whether we want it to happen or not. Not negative, not bad or nothing like that. Just understanding the elements. Just stick with that concept of what I'm saying, right? So earth, wind, and fire. Just using them for an example. Anytime that you don't have motion with one of those situations or one of those three elements, the power and the magnitude of it is different, right? So like just use water for example. Stagnant water, it'll breed mosquitoes. Mosquitoes come, they come around it, they bite you, they draw you, they suck your blood. Nothing good, nothing positive. Stagnant water, it just and other things that can just develop from it. Moisture, dealing with mold and all that. So water in its form, if it's not moving, it can actually lead to something that could be, a negative, right? So when you think about it, like even when and I know this is gonna sound kind of weird, but when we was kids, we was coming up, we was taking baths, right? We was sitting in there, you get cleaned up, you look at the water, depending on how dirty you was, how much you played or whatever, you would turn around and you'd be in that water like, dang. You get out, then you'd have to wash down the tub because the tub had a ring around it because you had some dirt on it. And I know I wasn't the only kid that played that hard outside that got that dirty. Now, you think about it, as time went on and you start taking showers, as you washing in the shower and, you getting clean, that dirty water is running right down the drain. Constant movement. You know what I mean? You're not dealing with the aftermath of it just sitting there lingering and hanging around you. It's actually going. Now, I know that analogy may seem a little crazy, but think about where I'm going with this. Even when water is moving, if you're out there in the ocean or wherever it is, it consistently moves around things, below things, above things, and even through things. And let's be honest, if it's above your head, you're probably already in trouble. So when you think about that, from that perspective, you start to realize and respect that the elements of what's going on and what changes is important, right? All right, so let's go to wind. You look at wind. Wind can come through, tear your house up, tear up all kind of stuff, knock trees down, things that seem like it's just like, wow, there's no way that something could have just moved something like that you can't see or anything like that, but you can feel it. So you got wind. And then last, you got fire. Fire, the ability to be able to come through, burn and disintegrate things, tear it down from its original form, burn it down to ashes, right? So now you start understanding the elements of life. Just using, like I said, earth, wind, and fire as an example. When you recognize and realize that the elements are what they are and you share a world where these things are always in motion, then you understand why you need to accept that that's a part of life, right? All right, so here's my approach, right? Now, I'm suggesting it to you. You do what you want to do with it, but this is my approach and how I deal with it. I believe that you should use the ARM approach, the ARM, ARM approach, all right? And the ARM approach, very simply put, is you acknowledge, you respect, and you move. You acknowledge, you respect, and you move, right? And I know I'm a big acronym guy. I know y'all probably say all the time, this joker always coming up with something. ARM, growth, this, that, and the third. That's just the way it works for me, all right? But acknowledge, respect, and move. Now, when you acknowledge the fact that what something has the power and the potential to do, then you can respect it, right? And when you respect it, then you'll put yourself in a position where it can't negatively, or it reduces the ability for it to negatively impact you, right? So the ARM approach, like I said, basically you acknowledge, You respect it and you move. When you take the concept of doing that and you add it to just living everyday life, then you're not as blindsided by things. Or in most cases, you're not always just really blindsided, but you're not living in that false reality that things are just going to move away and go away that you anticipate them to go, just because that's what you want things to be. Okay? So, once again, the elements, earth, wind, and fire. Understanding that these things all move and have motion and have the ability to change things one way or the other. All right? Understanding that there is an approach that you can take to it so that you can just apply it to your everyday life. Like I said, in my case, I call it ARM. Acknowledge, respect, and move. As long as you can acknowledge the fact of what's going on around you, respect its ability to do things, change dynamics, offset things, or be a benefit or whatever, and you can move accordingly, you can survive it and make things happen. Appreciate the time, y'all, as always. Keep on rocking with your boys. Episode 9 dropping this week. Look out for the snippet. Also, don't forget to, like I said, check us out on Friday when it drops, man. Appreciate the love and the support. Like I said, just a little food for thought for the moment. Like I said, give it some thought. The elements. Dealing with earth, wind, and fire in the approach. ARM. Acknowledge, respect, and move. All right, y'all. Peace.